Okay, hey. So in total transparency, today I am not feeling so great. Um just like mentally, emotionally, I'm feeling a bit low today. I slept good last night. I woke up feeling great. Um I said a prayer, meditated a bit. Um, I did not now the mind fasting, mental fasting thing that I'm doing for 30 days. I did not reflect on maybe that's one of the ways that I messed up. Last night I went to sleep. I don't remember what I thought about last night. So that means I didn't on purpose do the reflections. Today I slept good. Today I woke up feeling good. I said my prayers, but I did not do the reflections or projections, I guess you can call it. I didn't think about what is the core goal and all of that stuff. I woke up and honestly one of my prayers was, Lord, what am I doing today? What is the thing that needs to get done to push the goal forward? So I got out. I went to work for a little bit. Then I went to get something to eat. Instead of listening to the radio, I listened to a book, an audio book. I watched a video online that was a bit encouraging, motivational. But yet I still feel down. Okay, so what I keep thinking about is just where this thing is going. Like the steps that I need to take now. One of the revelations that I got yesterday was that this is so huge that I am foolish to think that I can accomplish it all now. You know what I'm saying? There are people who have done great things, but then when you hear them talk about it and talk about that journey, they say that they was working and it didn't really take off for 10 years or a year or, whatever, anywhere in between. Point is, it doesn't happen overnight for everybody, for most people, right? For most people, sadly enough, it never happens. But then out of the pool of people that are successful in business, successful in their entrepreneurial journey, it hardly ever happens overnight. And maybe that's one of the things. I need to give myself grace. I need to just relax. But then I know that the steps that I take now, even if it don't happen overnight, the things that I do now is important towards the overall goal. So I had to force myself to do this video. Now the whole point is self-control, controlling your power, right? So that you can be the best version of yourself. This is what I do on a regular. Think about these things. Study experts, study myself, and of one, to learn how I can be better and then to apply those things, right? That's what the becoming is about, so that I can share that with other people. I can have videos where I can look back and I can see my journey and I can be totally transparent, because while I'm going through it, one of the things that I noticed is it's hardly any step by step. Like, people are kind of quiet about that until they get to that goal, and then they start talking in hindsight about what it was and what they went through. And while that's very helpful, I feel like what will help me And because, even though I'm uniquely me, there are other people out there. If I'm going through it, there's other people out there that's going through it, or other people out there that will go through it. So what'll be helpful for me is to be able to see that step by step, right? To be able to see a person going through it, to know that I'm not alone. While I'm feeling crazy, I may be still taking the right steps, or even if I'm not taking the right steps, what it looks like in real time to take those steps, to make those mistakes, to figure it out, to get it right, what it looks like in real time. So here this is. and then there's a fine line, because you don't want to give too much away. You don't want to put all of your plans out there and then have like those negative energies working against you, and you giving away all your plans so that they can strategically like counter or block. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been realizing that too. So I have to be careful about exactly what I say while still being transparent. You know what I'm saying? That's a tightrope. And then that is a part of the issue, and that is a part of the goal too, right? So that's what Lifted Life is about. People coming together. And that's another thing. I felt like if it niched down to just women, it'll be easier to focus and like hit that target, right? And I can't just say like just men, because I'm a woman. But in saying just women, it excludes the men. And so that feels weird, because the men are going through things too. And I don't want to exclude somebody that can be a benefit, right? Whose energy, whose talents, whose just what they put out into the world, their heart, everything. I don't want to exclude them and just kind of leave them out there. And then I don't know how long this is going to take to build the right way. All I know is the efforts that I put in. All I know is, what I'm doing day to day. I don't know how long it's going to take, right? And that journey is different for everybody. So there's no way of telling how long it's going to take for real. And then in that meantime, I can't rely on anybody else to do what I know I can do, right? So on one hand, first thought, like, just keep it to women and, let the men get the men. Maybe it'll pop up. And then next thought was, well, once I get this going, then maybe it could be a companion group. Like, for instance, you have the Freemasons and then you have the Eastern Stars, right? So like a companion group that's specifically for the men. But how long is that going to take? So then you have men that's just in these situations that'll have to be on the outside looking in. But then it'll force people to go and form their own group. So it's like, it's just a lot of thought about it. And as I put my arm over like this, I think of a video I watched that was talking about body language and lies and stuff like that. And I'm like, I really just put my arm over because it's comfortable. But then I see it, I'm like, oh, larger than life. Am I lying? Am I lying to myself? Is my talk matching up with... I am confident in what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that I'm having a bad day and I don't exactly know everything. I don't know all the steps to take. But I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm figuring it out. Take that out the language, trying. I'm figuring it out. And I don't know how long it's going to take I've figured out step by step. I'm doing these videos. I'm comfortable and confident doing these videos. I'm not 100% confident in putting this particular one out. Not because I'm too vulnerable, but because I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to put this out and then it be viewed negatively. It'd be viewed as, oh, she's weak. She don't know what she's talking about. So why would I ever want to do business with her? You know what I'm saying? These are the fears. These are the things that's going on. I don't want to cry on camera anymore. I know that. So I am actively in this moment trying to control everything, and I might just hit pause and come back. And now it also feels like word vomit, like I'm too narrative about the step by step of what I'm thinking right now. Okay, let's get back focused, right? Because when you're thinking rationally, you're thinking about steps like that, the emotions is not as much. The emotions is kind of cut off. So okay, get out the emotions. Whoo! Please, universe, let this be good for somebody. Whew. Because I'm going to take the chance and I'm going to just post this. I'm clocking in with this post, with this video. So let this be useful. Let this be good. Let this help somebody in a meaningful way. Okay. So I need a freaking website. Okay. I have worked on this Wix website. I've worked on it, and then I stopped. Some of the walls in it, some of the stopping points, okay, is the right design, monetization. Well, now I need to go back and redo it because it's no longer centered around cannabis. It's just straight to the point of what it is. It is what it is. It is those core principles, right? Dedication, love, integrity, transparency, and empathy. Okay? Now, and that's another thing I was thinking about, the saying okay. When I say okay at the end of a statement, it is not because I am unsure of what I'm saying. It is not because I'm looking for validation in what I'm saying. That okay, translate to, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand? Am I making sense? You know, that's what that okay is. Just wanted to be clear about that, because I was thinking about that, and download came to me like, hold on, maybe you're not presenting yourself the way it's intended. Maybe, when somebody looks at it, they're getting a whole different message than what you are meaning, right? So I have to define my meaning, right? Because, different people do different stuff for different purposes, and without that clarification, right, you just don't know. You could just assume it's just based on the viewer's ideas and backgrounds and beliefs. And, you can't define me based on your beliefs. You have to define me based on my beliefs, right? So, and how would you know that unless I put that out there? So, just put that out there. Shoot. So, this is me controlling my power to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to choosing my level of vulnerability without acting like I'm perfect or have it all together, because I don't, and I don't want to put that image out there, and then people say, oh, she's perfect, she got it all together, and then they take a closer look and it's like, oh, she's a big fraud, a big scammer, because she ain't perfect and got it. Nobody is perfect, okay? Nobody is perfect, and because nobody is perfect, that means nobody's got it all together. I don't care how successful you are, right? That is just impossible. No one is perfect. No one has it all together. I am not perfect. I don't have it all together. So I'm choosing to just be vulnerable. One, because I don't think I put out a video yesterday. I don't remember if I put out a video yesterday. And I don't want to end this day not having put out a new video. I can always go back to the old ones, clip it up, like the ones that I put on YouTube that maybe I didn't share to TikTok. I can, clip it up. My Instagram, my Facebook is lacking. So I could actually share some stuff to those, right? I got to get on those at some point. Or I could take things that I put on TikTok and turn it into YouTube shorts. But, as long as I'm posting something about 3 times a day, I just want to be doing something. So I said I had to get on and do this. And while it doesn't take much to just sit and plan a video, the fact is, sometimes I just don't sit and plan a video. Sometimes I attempt to think about it and then the thoughts go away. Sometimes I write it down and then I feel like I have to read what I wrote, or I feel crazy like reciting or rehearsing my own thoughts on paper so that I can get it right, And then those days that I'm just like in flow and I got it and I'm like, all right, boom, 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 video posted and I'm excited about it. Those are great. But then I don't want to go back to feeling all scripty and stuff. But I should write it down so that I can remember, because I don't always remember. And it's not always the thought idea don't always come to me in moments where I could just boom, press record and get this out real quick while I got it on my mind. Sometimes I just got to be doing other stuff and I can't just put that stuff aside to record a video. So that's where it'll be helpful to write it down. But then the whole scripty thing, a crazy loop. Okay, so I'm doing this video. This is my push through video, because I honestly don't feel like doing a video right now. I even had to hype myself up so I'm not talking all down and depressed and my tone isn't coming out the way I feel, because I don't want whoever comes across this video to be put in a bad mood. I don't want somebody to click on this video and then be like, I don't like how she's talking. I don't like how the way she's talking is making me feel. So let me click to something else. And then the whole point is missed, right? The whole goal is to add value. And I can't do that while I'm sounding all down and depressed. So, I had to pull it together, which is a new thing. That's a whole accomplishment for me, because last year this time I would have said, screw it. I ain't feel like doing a video anyway. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be seen, period. Now it's like, well, I have to get to where I got to go, because if I'm adding value in this way, then maybe, I have to be seen. This whole brand thing, I have to be seen. So I can't hide. I can't hide behind that. Okay, so then we have this challenge thing, right? The thing of challenges. Because while I'm doing this, I need to make money. I want to add value. I want to earn a living through adding value to people. I don't want to earn a living by hurting people. I don't want to add value to people and then still be broke and stuck, or be adding value to people and then still have to go and work for somebody else. I want to combine the two. So this is the goal with these videos, with business. This is the goal: to earn a living, to establish some sort of wealth that I can, not some sort of wealth, great wealth that I can pass down to my children, to my grandchildren, to establish it in such a way where after I pass on, my future generations aren't taking hold of it and driving it into the ground and completely destroying it, or walking away and then it ends up in the hands of somebody else who just really don't care and just see it for monetary value. So it has to be done right. And I have to do this, and I have to make some money off of it. So One of the things that I learned about is challenges, right? These challenges, masterminds, things like that. So as I'm planning exactly how I could do it and exactly what the offer will be. Okay, so the things that I've learned: brand, offer, the offer that is the challenge and stuff like that. I forgot what the name of it is. And then the ATM offer. Those last two is a little hazy to me on exactly what they mean and what the differences are. But let me see if I could break it down and make it make sense. Okay, so format. The brand offer, what the brand is Lifted Life. It is the membership club. So that offer would be the membership, right? Whereas in comparison, because again, I'm taking what I'm learning from other businesses, and there's no business mentor out there about starting a private membership or anything like that, that I've come across anyway. So I'm taking what other people are doing and I'm figuring out how and if I can apply it to what I'm doing, right? And just taking like the basic foundation, the basic blueprint, right? And using it for what I need to do. Excuse me, that whole like sniffing thing is rude, but sometimes it's involuntary. I feel mucus coming down out my nose. And you know, it's sitting in the back, and either I start talking weird or I gotta just like get rid of it. And I also don't want to be like just blowing my nose on camera either. Either way is okay. Anyway, so it's the membership. So I offer the membership. People can apply to membership. The issue with that is, or has been, it seems either awareness, either people don't know about it, which I think is the big thing. And then those that do know about it, well, one, I don't have that website where people can sign up. So I've been leaving my email address. In total transparency, I have not gotten one email yet from a person saying that they are interested in the membership, which sounds bad. And putting it out there like that feels like somebody is going to be like, well, if nobody else wants it, then why would I want to do it? The reason you will want to be a member is because it is a place of healing. It's a group of people. Why wouldn't you want to be surrounded by a bunch of people that helps you grow, right? And now I understand that, well, maybe it's the algorithm. Maybe I'm reaching people that already have, you know, these great groups of people that's free of narcissism, bad actors, bullies, people that's like stuck in their low emotions, that's pulling them down. Maybe there are these groups of people all over the place like that. So they're like, you know, this is my everyday friend group, so why would I have to do that? What I know to be fact is that that's not the case. There may be groups of people like that around, but they have to go out into a world and build business with people that have narcissistic personalities. They have to go out in the world and build business with people who value money over their life, who value the quick buck over having some sort of integrity and honor and accountability behind their brand, behind their name. That they would rather fake it than to actually be it. They would rather con you into making you believe that they are it. And then by the time you find out they're not, they already got you, you know, than to actually risk making a little less money right now and holding that integrity high. You know what I'm saying? I know that to be fact. So what Lifted Life is a place, the vision for Lifted Life is to have all of these people to have, because I know it's good people all over the place. It's good people in every profession. Like, you can't name one and say, like, for instance, they say like car salesmen, like they're all snakes. They've developed a name to be all like snake oil salesmen. Like, the only way they can make a living is by selling you bad cars, selling you lemons, and telling you that it's something great. You know, telling you that this is, you know, your dream car. This is gonna get you whatever you say that you want. This is it. And reality is everything but. But I know, and I've been confirmed, that there are good salesmen out there that's not just good at the sales, but they actually have integrity. They're good at like truly matching a person with what they truly need and desire, and not just convincing them to purchase whatever it is that you're selling, whether they need it or not. Like the saying, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Well, why would you want to sell ice to an Eskimo? Eskimos don't need ice. That says a lot about your integrity. Yeah, you may be great at selling. You may be able to sell somebody something that they don't even need. But why is that a flex? So I'm looking for those people where that's not a flex, where they would never try to sell ice to an Eskimo, even though they're extremely good at sales and they can totally do it. That they are controlling their power and they are operating in their highest self, so that even though they are the best at what they do, they're not manipulating people. They're not using that power against people, right? They're using it to truly help and to benefit and to uplift people, right? So, that in every area. People who have that, the one who has the ability to sell ice to an Eskimo, but would never sell ice to an Eskimo because the Eskimo don't need ice, that person will want to partner with somebody else that is in some other profession, right, that can benefit them, where they can work together, and they know that that person is integral, right? Okay, so let's say, okay, you got the salesman, and then you got, okay, I need a web designer. So I'm going to just say the web designer. Then you have the web designer who makes the best websites and stuff, but they would never like sneak something on the back end so that they can get back into your site later, because that is not right. You know what I'm saying? Because that lacks in integrity. They would never tell you or dress it up as if what they're doing for you is like creme de la creme. It's just like the cream of the crop. It is the best of the best. And then charge you those high prices, and really is just mediocre, some, Wix site that with a couple of clicks, you could do it yourself. And then they're charging you hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're doing it, when you could have just totally just did that yourself, right? They're not those type of people. And that salesman that could sell ice to an Eskimo but chooses to never do that because it's wrong, would want somebody to build their website that wouldn't charge them ridiculous prices for low valued stuff, for something that they could just do themselves, right? They would want somebody that they could trust, that the money that they putting in is worth the value that they getting out of it, right? They want to know that this person isn't giving them the runaround. They want to know that this person is truly going to be there for them to provide the services they need. And that's with everything. Those people, hell, domestic worker, if they want to hire somebody to clean their house, they want to know that they hiring a crew of people, or hiring a person that's going to that's going to really clean their house, not just like surface level stuff. They moving the refrigerator back. They doing like, you pay for the works. They're giving you the works, and they're not walking up out of there. They haven't developed sticky fingers. They're not walking up out of there with your stuff, because they hold their work, their name, their brand to high value, and they pride themselves on being integral and accountable, right? because they realize that they are not perfect, that no one is perfect. If a mistake is made, they do what they can to correct that mistake, right? Like, it is so difficult to find these people in just your everyday life. To find them in every single area, right? So you're going out there and looking, it's like hit and miss. And sometimes you just got to deal with the snakes. You got to deal with the assholes. And then you just kind of, got to be on guard, be on high alert to make sure that they're not fucking you over so you can just get out of there, get in and out, right? That is stressful. That raises your cortisol levels. It prevents you from performing at your best, okay? This has been scientifically proven. There have been studies done, right? It is proven on different levels that is not an optimum situation. That is not the best for you. That is taking years off of your life. It is taking quality away from your health, right? And you should be able to run business. You should be able to live, go out and live your passions and do the things that you love to do without all of that stress, without literally killing yourself to do it. Unless, of course, your passion is like being a stunt double or something, right? But most of us are not stunt doubles. Most of us are just living regular life, trying to do what we do, what we love to do at, the best that we can do it, right? So, you want to be in a place where you can have all of that. So, Lifted Life brings those people together. That is the goal of Lifted Life. To bring all of those people together, right? To work together and peaceful harmony, right? Now, it's not going to always be the best situation because sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes it's negative energy. Sometimes people just rub people the wrong way. It doesn't mean that anybody is narcissistic. It doesn't mean that anybody just have a disagreeable personality. And it means, sometimes you're going to have off days, right? There are going to be some levels of stress. There's a difference between good stress and bad stress, okay? And when those things happen and you are surrounded by people who are compassionate, kind, empathetic, who are these things just natural, like this is who they are, that's their personality, right? They are the opposite of a narcissistic personality. When you have those people, it's not hell dealing with them, right? They do something to offend you. They do something that hurts you or that violates your boundary. You can say it and they will sincerely feel remorseful because they are truly empathetic people. And then they will do what they can to correct it, right? And now you are building more trust. You know that you are in a safe space, right? The encouragement goes back and forth. There's reciprocity. Beautiful shit. So then from there, once those people are brought together, now we have new people coming in. It's easier to fall into that type. Now we're building a culture. And now it's easier for those people to fall into that type of culture. It's easier for those people to grow. Now imagine that new business owner. Imagine that person that just wants to be in that place. Have a really great personality. Whether they're exciting and fun or whether they're boring or anywhere in between. The core things, they are kind, they're empathetic, they are operating out of love, they hold themselves accountable, and they are dedicated to being the best versions of themselves. And operating in that higher power and operating out of love and with integrity. Being totally transparent, right? Because they don't have any hidden motives. They're not trying to hide anything. They're not pretending to be something that they're not, right? But maybe they don't know what direction they want to go in as far as business. They come into a group like that, it's going to be easy to figure it out. It's going to be so much easier with all the stress out the way. Their minds are going to be able to flow better. They're going to be welcomed into different spaces where they get to see. They get to experience. They get to pull out the best in themselves. So then they know that they'll quickly learn how they can give back to society, right? And be totally happy and fulfilled within themselves. This is the culture that I am building with Lifted Life. Ain't no way I could do that alone. Ain't no way in heaven or hell or anywhere in between that any person can do that alone, right? So, in total vulnerability, I need help. I don't even know. I read the book Who Not How. Well, I'm listening to the audiobook. I haven't gone all the way through it because my goal is to step by step and then like apply what I read instead of like reading through. But I'm about to I keep saying read, listen. I'm about to listen through the audiobook and then just have it on repeat. Just keep listening to it over and over and over again. Because I feel like I'm missing out on some stuff. I feel like some messages, some signs are coming to me and I'm missing it because I haven't finished certain books. And there's a whole lot of things a couple of books that I have going at once right now. It's 2 books I'm reading and, well, shoot, I'm saying 2 books, but really it was like 4. But it's 2 books that I'm focused on that I'm reading. And that is Green Economy by Van Jones. And then there is a book on the Gita. Bhagavad Gita, and I always feel like I'm pronouncing words wrong. By Edward Viljoen, I think is his name. How you pronounce that? But it pretty much where he breaks down this particular Gita and makes it very simple, right? Put it in plain English to understand. Especially if you're not Indian, you don't come from that culture, and the words, just the names alone for me is like learning a whole new language. So this is a lot easier for me to get the meaning out of it without like stumbling across, the words themselves. So I'm working on those 2 books, and then I have 2 audiobooks that I'm in the process of listening to, and Who Not How is one that I need to go back to. But in just the whole idea of Who Not How, because I know I can't just like do nothing and be like, well, who, and then have everybody else do it. I gotta do something. So I'm asking in my prayers and meditations every day, what are the steps that I need to take to push this forward? Because I don't know everything. Because I see the big picture, but I don't know all the steps to get to that end goal. So I'm like, well, what do I need to do to get there? I know I need financing. I know I need that. I know I need this website. I know I need people in place with special skills. And I put up a video about that and like list all the positions that I need covered, right? And I need people who have the heart and who see the vision to get it done, or at least to hang in there and to help me to bring in the money so that they can get paid to get it done, or to hang in there until we get some sort of grants or loans funding to get it done, right? Because to be totally honest and transparent, on my everyday job, my working, I'm not making enough money to be able to just pay out a bunch of people. I can pay for services, small services, but just to have a person on a regular pay scale, pay rate, I can't do that. I can't do like an hourly, or this is what you get paid a week. Not yet. Not yet. So I need people that's dedicated to the vision that can help push this forward, because I don't know how I'm going to get to a point unless that's done, on my own. But then there was one of the answers was the challenges. So I would do a challenge talking about and teaching you on how to study yourself. They're talking about the importance, because mindset has to be a part of it. The importance of you're one of one. The importance of having the right mindset, exactly what mindset is needed in order to jump in and do this thing and be successful at it. Teaching about controlling your power, how to control your power, what areas, detailing all the areas, because when you say controlling your power or self-control, I think different people think different things. But I don't think that there are very many people that just consider every single area, in your life. And there are things that's small, that's easy to give away to somebody else, but it's so important for you to take control of that, for you to be in control of that, for your own health, for your own well-being, and for the better good of your own future, and for the people, your loved ones, people around you. One of those things is dealing with health, and that's just going to the doctor. Thinking about exactly how, because those, people, you just go to the doctor, but then you hand over your power and your control to the doctor, right? Instead of thinking about actually researching the things on your own, looking up the medicines, looking up the illnesses and exactly how your body works and how this medicine is working in your body. Exactly what does it do? You know what I'm saying? And are there any other alternatives out there, right? Because the trust and the idea is that you can trust these professionals. It's a doctor. They're a doctor for a reason. They know all about this and they have your best interest at heart. They're not going to prescribe you something that's not good for you or that's not best for you. Well, we know that that's not true. We know that they are going to prescribe you, most of them, not all of them, because there are integral doctors out there. Most of them are going to prescribe to you whatever that sales rep from that drug company came in selling them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to get kickback on it. They're going to get the money on it. Because it doesn't require a lot of thinking. Once you hear it, you're like, okay, well, this medicine has been passed by the FDA for this disease. They got a whole host of patients they got to think about and stuff. That's one less thing you got to think about. You just say, okay, take this medicine. Here, we're going to write the prescription for this medicine. This is what I'm hearing. Write more prescriptions. Sell more of this drug. All right, well, you got this going on here, this. They're not putting in the extra effort, especially if it's a larger practice and they got a bunch of people coming through. So it's up to you to take that on yourself and to say, okay, well, let me look up the drugs that are usually prescribed for this issue. I'm going to take this prescription before I go and get it filled and take one pill. Let me look this up and see exactly how it's working in my body. When this chemical enters my system, what is it doing as it's going throughout my body? What is it affecting? Okay. What is that part of my body supposed to do naturally when it's acting at optimum efficiency? Had to find the word. When it's acting at optimal efficiency, like what is that body part doing? For instance, let's take a body, but let's say the heart, right? Like exactly how does your heart beat? What's the chemicals that cause it to beat, to move? What is that chemical reaction when the valves are opening and closing? How does that work, right? And now if, what exactly is my problem? Is a valve stuck? A valve not beating, is not, going up and down or something like that, like it's supposed to, is not opening and closing like it's supposed to. Well, what exactly is causing that? Oh, okay, so this is what causes it. So now I need something, because now I know that that's exactly what's not working. So that's why I have this disorder or disease. Well, what caused it? What do I need to cut out that's the cause of it? And then how do I fix it? How do I reverse it? What is this medicine supposed to do for me? Is it reversing it? Is it helping with the underlying cause? Like, what exactly is it doing? And are there any alternatives out there? That's how you take control of your power in that way. But a lot of people don't think about that. So to have the challenge is very valuable. It's a way that I can earn money for the brand and to build the business, to be able to hire people. But I can't just teach you these things. Like, I could teach you these things, but the goal is for the money to add great value, not equal value to the money that you're paying, but increased value. So you are really getting a bang for your buck, right? Like the highest value possible, and then like add more value on top of that for the amount of money that you're paying. Okay, and then it's broken down into 2 sections, right? To give people options and to give opportunity for the company to earn more money. And in that way, I just have to put in more work. So it's the general admission, right? The general conversation for the lower fee, and then the higher fee, which they call low ticket, high ticket. And then for the higher one is the one-on-one. So then people have specific needs, specific questions that they need answered that's not answered by the general, because the general is general. It's not specific to any individual person, but you may have specific needs that just can't be covered in the general conversation, or maybe it's something that you didn't get and you just need a little more clarity. Like, usually that's me. I just need some more clarity. Like, okay, I got that, but just something just not clicking. So then I got to ask the right questions to get the right answers. So for those who have more questions that need more answers, that is the higher ticket, because then I'm putting in more work to answer individually. It's more focus, more manpower to make sure, like one-on-one, I can get you exactly the answers that you need, right? But don't want to leave you there. Don't want to leave money on the table for the business, because that is so needed, and this business has to be built, because it is so valuable for all the reasons that I stated earlier, for people, just period, right? It is so valuable. Like, I wish I had this now. As I go out and I look for these places, it's always somebody, or it's always a few people, and nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody should have to push through just to get to where they're going. So got to add more value, more opportunity, got to let you know where to go next. And that is the funnel, funneling people into a thing. You have your, like, it's like a pipeline funnel, right? It's the pipeline. You have your, like school to jail pipeline. If you can have these things for negative, then why can't you have these things for positive? And it has worked successfully for people in business. So this is something that I can apply to Lifted Life and have it be a positive thing for people in this business, and a positive thing for me in this business to do. So that pipeline would be to make another offer, right? And now, if you're like me and you joined a bunch of like challenges and masterminds and stuff like that, that is the same. Even going back as far as back in the day, when they'll have like a major real estate guru will come to town, rent out a hotel. You hear the ads all across the TV and across the radio. You sign up for free, you go in, you sit, you listen. They give you this information, and then they give you an opportunity to join that class. So they can teach you one-on-one, and then they'll add extra value. Like they'll add, for instance, a discount on the rate. Whereas if you was to sign up outside of that, or people who signed up before they came to town doing that, they had to pay a little bit more. But because you went to their mastermind, because you went to their course or that seminar, then you get a discounted rate, or they'll have a special something set up to help you, like a bank loan or something like that, so you can qualify, or a system where you can pay, break down the payments or whatever if you can't pay flat out. But the whole thing is to get like that one-on-one. Okay, so with Lifted Life and with controlling your power, there is no real one-on-one. It could be a consulting thing where there's a one-on-one, but I hadn't planned for that. So what it is, okay, you come, we talk about these things that'll help you, that'll add value. You have more questions. That is a consultant thing right there. And then you have more questions. I talk to you in greater detail about it, answering your questions, walk you through that. Whether you have the one-on-one or not, there is an offer to join the club, right? Because it is a private membership club, because it is so important that admission be guarded, is not just based on whoever pays the fee. It is true to the definition of an exclusive private club, right? You have to actually qualify. It is bigger than just you paying your money. It's not about your money. It's not about you paying the dues. The money and the dues help support the business. It helps support the business staying up and operational and the growth of the club. But you being able to get in is not based on your wallet. I don't care, you the wealthiest person. If you don't meet those core values, if you don't display those things in your everyday life, you're not getting in, because then it'll undermine the whole integrity of the club. But you join these challenges, you hear, you go through the process, this is something you really want, you have the offer to apply for membership. As an incentive, when you apply for membership, and this is the ATM offer, right? So then it's not something separate. It goes hand in hand right along with that. You apply for membership, you get all these bonuses, like you get the book, you get the journal, you get all these little additives. And now, because I am not an expert in a specific field, like I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a counselor, I'm not, like a relationship therapist or anything like that. But because I am an expert in studying myself and connecting these things, and I'm an expert in actually sticking to certain principles, certain core principles and beliefs. I'm an expert in being myself, operating in my highest self, figuring out these things, and then sharing it with other people. What I want to do is invite other people to join me. Experts who are integral, who are good people, who have displayed this in their business, who have like proof, who have other people to vouch for them. That's just not, trying to make some money or something like that, who is like, yes, this person is what they say. They are the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are the truth. I've worked with them. I sat with them. They the truth. I'm not just saying this because I can get kicked back or because we're in business together or nothing like that. They are the actual truth. I would want my loved ones to deal with them. Like those type of people. And because they're experts in what they do, they could confirm the things that I say. They can teach you and I more about those specific areas, and they can add great value. And then at the same time, value will be added to them, because while these experts are on the panel, they are bringing in the people that are already listening to them. They're bringing in their friends, their followers, their, I don't know what else you can call it, because I don't even like the word follower, but they're bringing in their students. That's a good word. They're bringing in the people that's listening to them, that's using our services, and they can share, right? One expert has a whole group of people that's listening to them, that's learning from them, that's growing with them. Another one has a whole different group of people that's learning. And then now they're all coming in together. So these people are seeing this expert, these people are seeing this expert, and everybody in between. And now people are getting a more holistic type of help and healing, right? In real time, right there. On a Lifted Life Challenge. Because I'm learning from these people. I'm learning from these type of professionals, and I'm bringing it together in my head. And then I want to give that to you. I'm giving that to you on the Becomings. I'm giving that to you in these videos, how I'm learning it. But the best way that you can learn it is not being filtered through my mind, but for you to hear how I put it together, for you to see my perspective, my perception on the thing, and then also for you to learn yourself from the experts and then put it together yourself and then give your testimonies, then talk about it. How has it been a benefit to you? Because then other people are hearing it from more than one perspective. It's helping me because then I am hearing it from you guys' perspective too. And so then we're all growing together. And that is so beautiful. And that is so valuable. So that is the vision for the challenges. And now my wall, my thing with it that I have now, because I'm putting it out here right now. This video serves as the first notice that a challenge is coming up. I have a couple of things coming up. There is the solar eclipse, April 8th. There is Mother's Day weekend where the chef, amazing Chef Rowe, is already booked for the Mother's Day weekend banquet event. And so my thoughts is, do I do the challenges leading up to those and include these events in the challenge? Well, the solar eclipse is just a couple of weeks away. I've been putting the links in these videos to purchase the tickets. Today is March 11th. No ticket is sold yet. April 8th is just in a few weeks. Okay? So I'm thinking that may end up being a solo trip because I'm definitely going. My birthday is the 5th. That is the 8th. While I would like to get some tax write-offs on my birthday by having this whole challenge, mastermind, I may not have started with the marketing early enough to get the word out enough, and also where people can plan ahead and then jump in. Because right now my videos aren't getting that many views. So I'm figuring out SEO and hashtags so I can reach out to more people so that I can get ahead and beat the algorithm, as they say. But I don't know how much time that's going to take. So I could just keep putting in my effort and let the universe do the rest. But I still have to plan and prepare for this thing. So I'm going to be in a place of totality on April 8th. I'm not putting on these videos exactly where I'm going to be. I just feel like, one, it goes against the idea of a private social club. So just put it out there publicly, where these private events will be. And two, just for safety, I feel like I shouldn't just put it out there exactly where it's going to be. Because along the path, there has been some negativity. There has been some stuff actually commented on certain videos and things like that. And then come to find out, people came to my town trying to kill me. And then, thank God, by the grace of God, there was someone who interceded and it didn't happen. But just, it just don't make sense. It feels like it doesn't make sense for me to put out exactly where it's at. But those who buy tickets, who are planning on coming to attend, you need to know where it's at. So the exact location will be put out to those who actually purchase a ticket. And if no one purchases a ticket, then it's me celebrating my birthday on my own. And that's okay. I'll still have fun. It's okay for me. Is not okay for the business exactly. Or maybe it will be okay in the long run, it's going to work out. Oh, that was so gross. Talk about vulnerability. Talk about goddamn transparency. That was freaking gross. Okay. Okay, let me get off camera with that one. Okay, so April 8th, and then May either 10th or 11th. I have to go back and look at the camera. That Friday before Mother's Day is the banquet. So I do these challenges now. I put out the advertisement. I may have to do, excuse me, I may have to do paid advertisement since the algorithm's just not picking up, and I need to get it out there so that people can actually like see it and have an opportunity to join in to see the benefit. I may have to do paid advertisement to get it out there. So I'll put together some sort of commercial ad and do a paid advertisement to get it out there about the challenge. To do the challenge, then the next thing is, how do I get these experts, right? Because these aren't people that I know personally. These are people that I'm watching on YouTube. And as I look around in my hometown, I don't know anybody that's dealing with narcissistic abuse. Okay, I've gone down the list. I've even looked for counselors for myself that's dealing with it. Well, I've come across some pretty decent counselors. The counseling that I've taken over the years, it's been some pretty decent ones, but they don't know about that type of abuse. So they aren't the most helpful in those areas. Even come across some religious ones, some Christian ones, and that wasn't helpful at that time because, they was pushing our belief, which is expected if, you're holding this belief strong, but not everybody believes the same way you believe, and they still need the help though, right? And there's ways of helping them through what they're going through, helping them to think through what they're going through without like beating them in the head with the Bible or pushing it down their throat. So I haven't found that locally. Okay. I have put in ads on Indeed. I haven't worked LinkedIn yet, although I went down looking at other people's LinkedIn and sent out some messages. I need to update my own LinkedIn and make that more professional so that I'm putting forth the best image so people see truly what it is without leaving room for them to assume anything, right? Okay. So that is the next thing. That is my prayer now, that I have a way to connect with these experts. Oh, as I speak, some have Facebook groups. I can try to get into that Facebook group and communicate with them that way in their private group on Facebook. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. That is good. Okay. And now look, this is real time. This is open, honest transparency. This is real time planning. Okay. So get in that Facebook group. I so wish I can do that right now while I'm on the phone still recording, but I can't. I mean, not necessarily show you guys, but I wish I just I was able to pull it up on my phone without, because as soon as I click off of this screen, the video is going to stop recording. So anyway, get into that Facebook group, have these people join in. So then I have to set the date. Okay, so April 8th is too close. That is too close. Even if I was to do it this weekend, that is short notice to tell people, pay this money, grab your stuff. In 2 weeks, we taking off to the totality. Is that too close? Am I making up their mind for them? Am I making up your mind for you? Is that should I just go ahead and do it anyway? And then whatever happens, happens. Because this challenge thing this is a rinse and repeat thing. This is a thing that's going to happen often. Is that enough time to get people in? Well, these people already have followings. They put it out to their people. At least a few people will jump in. And then that'll give the opportunity to speak to those people and invite them to join Lifted Life Private Social Club, and then invite them to these events to share in and celebrate, and to add value to their business and what they have going on, in this particular way. Or would that be wasted effort? Don't want to waste effort and energy. The more that's wasted, the more it's depleted. You waste that energy, then when it comes time for like the big thing, then you don't have a lot of energy to put to that. That was something else that I learned from the book, but he was more talking about other things. Like, for instance, focusing on addiction, or, changing diet, habits and stuff like that, like fighting against the addiction as opposed to like just redirecting it, because people are people of action. So if you put all that effort into fighting the addiction, and those people have been proven, he cited a study where the people who spent all that time and willpower to not eat the cookie ended up very frustrated later when they had to solve this puzzle, as opposed to the ones who just ate the cookie and didn't exert that willpower to refrain from eating that cookie. They just went ahead and ate the cookie. They were told to eat the cookie. They went ahead and ate the cookie. And then later on, they solved that puzzle with greater ease. Whereas those who had to reject the cookie, they was irritable later. So would that be kind of like a similar thing here? You got to put all your effort into quickly jumping on this. Will you just be irritated later at the next offer? We want everything to be with ease. We want it to be with ease and in order. 3 weeks is too close. 3 weeks. There are many people, local promoters and stuff, that would not promote an event 3 weeks before the event happened. Like, they won't just start the promotions 3 weeks before. They're like, we just need a couple of months. Get it out, put it out on social media, go around, talk to people about it. And then 3 weeks in, they've already tilled the soil, and now they're going harder with the promotions, not just starting the promotions. So it's out there. You're welcome to come. April 8th. Solar eclipse. It is totally a fundraising event for Lifted Life. The money is going towards building Lifted Life. I'm going to be there regardless, because, this is my birthday weekend, and I'm going out there and I'm using this opportunity to socialize, to meet new people, to do what I love, which, I love looking up at the skies. I love sciencey stuff. I love the awesome things that nature does. That's like, wow. It seems so simple. It's just the moon moving in between the sun and the earth. But just thinking about how these rotations and evolutions and stuff like that goes, and then it's lining up at that point, based on the different speeds and directions, is lining up at that point, and it's not going to come across the U.S. again. We're not going to be able to see it from the U.S. again for another 20 years. So what does that say about the rotation of things? Like, on that level, it realigns every 20 years. And it's not a perfect realignment, because it'll be somewhere else. But it ain't even coming close until another 20 years. It's like, wow. And then you can look up and see it, and then it does all sorts of cool stuff, like creates a shadow through the leaves where you can see the actual eclipse. You can see the shadow of it on the ground, so you'll be able to see the shapes, through the leaves on the trees as the sun shines down. and the moon is starting to cover it. Like, that is cool. Even being able to make the glasses to look at it, being able to make the viewing box, right? What you're saying is the shadow cast down, because you can't look directly at the sun because it's too luminous. Like, it messes your eyes up. To stare at the sun. But to make the boxes where you can see it, like coming through and going in, like, that's even cool. So I'm doing that anyway. And then just knowing that all along the line of the totality, which means that's where you'll see the full eclipse. Whereas here in Virginia, you won't see the full eclipse. You'll see like part of it, because where we are on the planet is not in direct alignment of where the full shadow would take place, right? So see, like, we're here, you can kind of see on there. But then my hand moving across this way, you get a different angle, right? So you see it sideways, you see it partially. So that's where, and then certain places, look, man, you can't see my hand at all. It's just like different, and that's how we are on the planet. Like, we're in different positions on the planet. As the moon passed over our view of the sun, along the line of the totality, that's where you are specially located on the earth to be able to see the full blocking out of the sun. And then it creates a ring because, the moon is smaller than the sun. It just blocks it out totally because it's closer to us and from our perception, but it's still not blocking it out fully because there's a ring. You'll see the ring of light going around it, and they call it, I forgot the name of the double ring something. Double ring. I'm gonna just say double ring. So then you can see the double ring. You'll see that glow, that whoo. It doesn't make that sound, but in my mind, that the look of it makes that sound like whoo. And even talking to you guys, we're essentially talking to myself, but I know it's going to be put out and eventually people are going to see this thing. So sharing this idea intentionally with other people, sharing my ideas and parts of myself and being this vulnerable and open for the past hour or so is beautiful, and it's even helped lift my spirit because now my mind is thinking through different things and isn't stuck on the feelings of like not knowing, like, what do I do? What do I do right now? And it's being proactive because right now I'm talking about it. Right now I'm saying this challenge is coming up. I'm putting it out there. And once I post the video, ain't no pulling it back. Well, you can always delete it, but that wouldn't make sense. I'm putting it out there. So then the next step is to format the actual challenge video in a way where it's received properly and in a way where the maximum amount of people are likely to click and go and sign up. And then I'll also need the place where you can sign up, because then right now, once I get to 50 subscribers, then I can go live on YouTube. I can't go live on YouTube yet. I don't have the 50 subscribers yet. Once I get 1,000 followers on TikTok, I can go live on TikTok. It opens up those capabilities. So I'm working on TikTok, networking with people to get more followers and stuff like that. So right now, the last time I looked at my following yesterday or either day before yesterday, I was at 420 something, like 426 followers on TikTok. So just about halfway there to the 1,000 before I can go live on TikTok, which would be really great because then I can talk to people in real time. I can get real time feedback, seeing if I'm putting out the message in a way where it is received how it is intended, so that I can perfect my job, so that I can, make my job better, where I can add more value, because the goal is to get these ideas across to you. And if I'm not saying it in the right way, where you're receiving it the way that I'm intending for it to be received, then that means that maybe I need to readjust how I'm saying it, All right. So the challenge and the offers, hop on Facebook to pull in these other experts to let them know what I got going on, and to invite them to be a part. And even that has to be worded in a certain way, because if I'm just asking you to be a part of my show, you know, maybe you have like 50 million different offers. So why be a part of this particular show? So got to let you know, got to be able to let them know, articulate very well what the purpose is, what the goal is, and how it benefits them. And it'll be other experts on there. So one of the major ways it'll benefit them is being able to get their brand in front of new audiences, in front of new people. And that's the main thing. Like, I want to get this brand in front of new people. That's the point of trying to beat the algorithm. That's the point of putting the right hashtags in. That's the point in, one of the points in pulling in these experts, right? It's so that the people can get the information, education from the experts, and not just from me saying it, but from the experts that can let you know. Which then leads to more sales, which is higher revenue. And, you know, that's also the goal, to be able to reach more people and to make more money. Those two acting together. Reach more people, make more money. So that would be a good deal. Because remember, the best contracts has three in mind: you, them, and the public at large overall, right? So that'll be helping me to get the information, get my message in front of more people, and make more money while doing it. It'll help them get their message in front of more people and make more money while doing it. And it'll help the people to learn all of this stuff and to have more opportunities. So then another thing is also the offers, not just coming from me, but the offers coming from the experts. They'll have things like, for instance, dealing with different festivals, like the National Cannabis Festival. When they get their sponsors, when they go out to find people to pay to sponsor the event, you're giving them money. And they're putting your brand name on stuff. That's the exchange. They need money to host these events, to put these events on. So they're selling ad slots, essentially, right? And then you're considered a sponsor because you're helping pay for the event. And in exchange, your logo, your brand message gets broadcasted on things. Same thing with the vendors. The vendors pay the fee and they get to sell their products, to share their products with people. So so that's what this is. Only virtual. Now, in the past, when I was thinking on the tea shop, it was going live straight from the tea shop. That didn't quite work out. Me and the landlord didn't come to an agreement. Essentially, he wanted me to pay for all these foundational repairs for a place that I'm leasing, and he only wanted to do a year lease. So he wanted me to pay for these repairs so that when the lease was up, his place is of higher value, and then he can go up on the rent. You know, that wasn't working for me because I don't own it. So, you know, why would I pour in when the money that'll be coming in from the tea shop needs to go back into the tea shop, not to pay for this man's property? So with this person's property, because gender don't matter. He just happened to be a man. Anyway, bring it back. I was talking about going live, but then I found out that there's certain requirements that I have to meet, that I can't just hit the live button and go live. I don't even have the live button on my account yet until I reach a certain number of followings or subscribers. So instead is the challenges. So instead of it being in person and, you know, interacting with people in person and pulling in people locally, it's going to be virtually. So it's pulling in people locally and like all over the world, right? Wherever it reaches out to. So paid ads, I can pour money in that way from my regular job, put money into there, boom, paid ads to get the word out there. And then those that it resonate with, They purchase, jump in, they get all this added value. They get the opportunity to sign up for the brand offer, which is membership. You get the opportunity to apply for membership. And just for joining and for applying for membership, you get all these bonuses, right? That's the stick to the end thing. That's to encourage you to not go away, to hold your attention, keep your attention, listen to all these experts, listen to how these things have helped them in their life, how it's helped their clients, their customers, to bring it together, for them to also validate, right, and confirm for you, the viewer, the one that's learning these things, that's being presented these opportunities and offers, that it actually works. It actually will benefit you to join the club. It'll be of great benefit to you to join the club, directly and indirectly. It'll directly be a benefit because you can immediately get in with people who hold certain core values, which will make your life, your business life, much easier, much better. And then indirectly, because now you're in a place where you can add more value to other people. So now you're being more self-fulfilled, self-actualized by giving out in that very focused, specific way. Yeah. And then you get all these other offers, which allows you to see the other things that's going on, right? Part of controlling your power is mind, body, and spirit, is dealing with things that are great for your body and for your mind. The peach shed is very real. I've already ordered teas and started testing out the teas. The burdock tea is really, really great. Okay, it helps to keep you regular. It definitely helped with that. In addition to changing my diet, and now being totally honest and transparent with that, that was one of the things the other day that I am not proud of that I went to do. I went to 7-Eleven and I got a whole pizza, and I darn near ate the whole pizza, which is another thing that I learned from the book. Instead of denying your addiction, do something else. So one of the examples that he was giving was with his dad and smoking, and how his trigger was getting in the car. And I can totally relate to that, because when I used to smoke, it was a thing. Every time I got in the car, I felt like I had to be smoking something. And it took some time to get over that, right? Like, even after I decided to not smoke at all, I still felt like every time I got in the car, like, damn, I want to light up something. Like, I got to have something in my hand. I got to be like smoking something. Thank God I just got over that. I was just determined. That was one of those things that was a little bit easier for me. The food thing is my problem. Like, that's a whole problem for me. That's not easy for me to change. And we all have our own thing. It's different. You know what I'm saying? The food thing may be easy for somebody else. And the smoking thing may be the difficult thing. But the core thing is to redirect. His dad, he replaced his cigarettes with lollipops. So when he had that urge, and then you'll hear people who replaced it with like a straw. They'll like fake smoke on a straw or chew on a straw so that they'll have their hand and mouth occupied, or a toothpick or something like that, right? So like, that's the same thing. You like control the triggers, and you don't fight against the addiction. You don't just like not. So instead of me just not eating, instead of me constantly telling myself I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, all my subconscious is hearing is do it. Food, eat. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, all right, we're ready to eat then. And I'm like, no. And on top of that, it was super late. Like, it wasn't just the bread and the cheese and all of that stuff. It was super late, so I really shouldn't have ate it. And the whole way to the store, I'm telling myself no. I actually sat in the parking lot for a minute before I was like, you know what, fuck this. And I just went and got it, because that's another part of the thing. Now I'm stressing myself out, I'm raising my cortisol levels, trying to not raise my cortisol levels. How much sense does that make? None. Okay, so in the future, what I can do, and today, I stopped by a fast food place. Okay, that's not a bad fast food place. I must admit that. My cortisol levels won't raise with it though, because I stopped by there after I listened to this thing. And instead of me spending time stressing myself out and telling myself, fuck that, you're not going to get it, don't go get it, don't go get it, don't go get it, I just went and got it. I just went and got it. And so now what I got to do is walk around a bit more. When I go home, run up and down the stairs a bit more, even if I got to trick myself and like leave something downstairs on purpose. So when I need it, I got to run down the stairs, which is what I often do, trick myself. It works. It works. It forces me to get up and keep moving, even when I don't want to, which is needed, me to keep moving. So going into the future, what I could do, I want something to eat because it's often emotional eating. I started feeling a type of way, and then the food is a comfort to me. So because I have to do something in that moment, because I can't just sit there and be like lacking, it's like something emotionally going on where I need that comfort. Either I'm upset, I'm stressed out, some sort of negative emotion, and then to make myself feel better, what comforts me instead of having that comfy blanket or a pacifier or whatever, for me is food. So instead of that, I could eat fruit, eat something healthier, instead of saying, well, I'm not supposed to eat at all. I'm sorry, my nose feels like maybe it's like lint from the tissue. I could just feel like lint is all on my nose. So instead of trying to tell myself not to eat at all, instead of trying to deny myself and then end up raising my cortisol levels, being in distress, arguing with myself, going back and forth, what I am going to do is just go and eat. But instead of eating the unhealthy food, I'm going to just go in the kitchen and get some fruit. Okay, so then I'm still eating, I'm still doing something, but I'm putting more nutrition in my body. I'm putting something in my body that's easier for my body to digest, right? Since it's irritating. Since I'm gonna have to digest something, because in my mind I'm saying I gotta eat, and I'm not fighting against the addiction. I'm fighting with it to steer it in a different direction so that I'll be healthier in the long run. I'll just eat something healthier. I'll make a salad. I'll eat some fruit. I'll cut up some bell peppers or something and like just snack on the peppers or something like that, right? Mix it up a bit. But it'll be something healthier. Now, I've already done that with the sour sap drinks. I did that with the tea before then. Like, instead of buying the sodas and stuff, I started making lemonade, right? I would get some lemons or some limes, because I'm like, it's fresh fruit juice is at home. I can control what's going into it. I switched from sugarcane sugar to using honey. Then I started using less sweetener and started purposely celebrating and getting excited about the different flavors of the teas, right? And of the lemonade itself and stuff like that. I started buying, when I buy already made tea, I started buying like more natural, organic teas. Now that I'm trying out teas, different loose leaf teas, I'm doing that. And right now, because I'm taking it one at a time, and then I'm going to start working on mixing the flavors together. So now it's the burdock tea. So now I will purposely like smell the tea, taste the tea, like taste the leaves, because it's all organic and it's just coming from nature. So it's totally edible, right? If you can steep it as a tea, you can eat it. So I would just like taste it, chew on the burdock root, that type of thing. And then make the tea, and I'm using less honey so that I'm tasting the actual tea. One day I'll be like honeyless and I won't miss anything. I'll be like no sweetener, just straight tea and water, and I won't miss a thing. But until I get to that point, I ain't stressing it. I'm using less honey, and that's good. So that's proof that these things worked. Those are the things that I was doing to control my power, but not on purpose, right? And now I'm learning about this thing because I listened to this book. So now I can, on purpose, now I know that that is the thing. And that's confirmation that it has worked in my life. It has worked for me. Now I can purposely do it with this big food addiction that I have to help turn that around and get that better. So thank you. Thank you to the creator of the book, Diary of a CEO. Thank you to the universe. Thank you to God. Thank you to Jesus. Thank you to all of the sources and forces that are positive, that are working on my behalf, where I'm able to come to these revelations and gain wisdom from this, and then to be able to share it. Like, that's powerful and that's beautiful. Okay. So, we've been totally transparent. We talked about ways to control your power. This has been about controlling your power, studying yourself, N of 1. We've talked about the challenge. Remember about the challenge. If you haven't already, I talked about subscribe and hit. And that's another thing, right? Another thing that I learned, because after you hear something, just like I was talking about the smell, after you smell something for a period of time, now, then I listen to this book and I come to a chapter where he's talking about it in the book. And I'm like, yes. Your senses just cut off after a point because you can't process everything at once. But I was using it in terms of, say, bring in the experts. We need to rely on these experts, but it has to be more integral experts. Okay. Can't process everything at once. So those senses shut off, and then you have to have something new. So it's the same thing with the like, subscribe, and share. Instead of just continually saying that, because, you hear it a lot. It's like the go-to thing. Because let's face it, like, in order for it to get out there, people gotta hit that button. And then the system, the computer, says, okay, people are liking this thing, so let me get it out to more people. Let me put this higher in a priority to get out to more people. So, like, subscribe, and share. Okay? And now, I've given you reasons why. I've said it, while I'm talking to you, being transparent, even though it wasn't the direct focus at the time, while I was sharing the need to go live, the need for the subscriptions to go live, the need for the following is to go live, to be able to talk to you one-on-one, to be able to give you more value and stuff like that, to be able to grow the business that is adding value out, helping the people. I didn't specifically say it to say it, but hopefully when I said it, you went and hit that button real quick. And if you didn't, now is your opportunity to go and do it now before this video cuts off and you move on to the next thing and forget about it. This is also why you got to put it at the beginning of the video too. Because there's people who've gone on to other things. There's people who, at the time, they can't just continue to watch it. And now they missed it. They missed why it would benefit us all to subscribe and share and help boost this thing up on the algorithm. Why it will help you to be so awesome. To do that, do it now. Go ahead, do it now. Okay? Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. I was about to say something else, but then the song came to mind, and I'm like, when the rhythm come to mind, you gotta dance it out. Okay. Okay. We're feeling good. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. Thank you. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. I'm watching the time on here, and I think I covered everything. I hope I covered everything. There'll always be time to repeat in a different way and to cover whatever I didn't cover in the next video, because I still have that personal goal to get out 3 videos or as many videos as I can a day. So, and then yesterday, I really don't remember. I got to go back and look at my pages and see, but I don't think I put out one yesterday. I think I got caught up in what I was doing, and I maybe thought about it, but then I didn't hit record, and I got caught up in what I was doing, and so I don't think I put one out yesterday. So that means that I got to like the goal. I got to push to double it up today. I'm saying doubling it up today, but I'm not. Oh, that's dangerous. Double it up will be 6. 6 is ambitious. Six videos for me is freaking huge. And so, you know, while I don't want to put that loud and promise that I'm going to put up 6 videos, and then, you know, you go back down the page like, oh, did she put out 6 videos that day? All right. I ain't going to tell a lie, but that's the goal. So that 6 videos may come in terms of me chopping this up and putting clips on TikTok. Say, come on over to YouTube. Hit subscribe. Okay. I am excited for the 8th. I am excited. Me saying this isn't just to sell tickets. I want to sell tickets. But I'm saying this because I'm excited. The last eclipse. I forgot what year it was. I want to say 2017, 2018. I remember sitting out on my porch. My neighbor isn't my neighbor anymore. She moved. But I remember sitting out on the porch with the kids, with my neighbor and her kids. And we made the little things. And we was like looking up at the sun with the glasses. I think the kids might have got some viewing glasses from their school. And we sat out there and watched the eclipse. And it was beautiful. It was nice. I liked it. It was so freaking cool. I mean, something as simple as like watching the ducks do what they do. I used to love when my kids was little, taking them to the park, taking them to the zoo, a mini farm and stuff like that, and seeing the animals. And now on my own, like that's something I feel like I can't just walk through on my own and just do that. That'll be a bit embarrassing. I'm like, let me start with somebody child. I want to go see the animals. So I used to do that with my great niece. I'm like, yay, there was an opportunity. Like they're little, they hadn't seen this, experienced this. Now's an opportunity. We get to go to the zoo farm. We get to go to the animal farm and pet the goats and stuff. So I think I was having more fun than they was. But hopefully me having fun and my excitement like sparked something in them where they're like, yay, I like animals. Let's go see the animals. Let's take care of the animals and take care of nature. Yay. And then we went through the drive-through zoo. That was super fun. And even though baby girl is older, because it's a drive-through zoo and then you got big old ostriches and all sorts of huge animals coming up to the car and you're feeding them, and it's a bit scary and adrenaline pumping, and you know, it's cool and exciting at the same time. And you get to see like how much stronger these animals are than you. Because one animal, oh my goodness, I gotta find that video. I want to take that video and put it up. I'm gonna post that video. I'm gonna see if, I think my daughter might have it somewhere in her social media. We was recording, and that daggone, it wasn't a moose. It was a moose-like animal, but I forgot what type of animal it was. And we're feeding it out the bucket. That joke just took the bucket. I'm trying to pull it back. It snatched it out my hand and just ate all the food. And I'm like, you know what? The thing just bullied me. It bullied me out of the animal feed. Then I couldn't feed any of the other animals because it just took it. That was crazy. And it was so funny and crazy, like in the moment. Anyway, that's exciting. But now, you know, I got my grandbabies, so we can keep that going. And when we went to the petting zoo, we went to the mini farm petting zoo park, they loved it. My youngest was still, you know, in the stroller, little. Now she's walking and talking too. So we gonna have some fun, okay? just taking me back. Good memories. Is no real point. I had no real point in sharing that. I just wanted to share it. It just came to my mind, and I just wanted to share in the excitement. It was no real point to that. But the totality, this is how excited I am. That was the point. This is how excited I am about like nature and things in nature and being able to see and experience and those opportunities to be a part of other parts of nature and getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like these things. I like seeing the flowers. One of the things that's important for me to teach to my grandbabies is not to pick all the flowers, right? Because that's one thing that she wants to do. She see a pretty flower, she want to pick the flower and give it to somebody. Like, no, I gotta pick a flower for Sissy. I gotta pick a flower for Mommy, and that is so sweet. It is so sweet, and it is so kind and sharing. But if you pick the flowers, then there won't be any flowers. If you go around picking all the flowers, it's not going to grow to produce seeds and pollen and produce more of its kind because you're just picking them all, like just picking them all at first sight. So we want to leave the flowers there so that we can bask in its beauty and we can go back and we can see how beautiful it is. Instead of picking it and like handing it to somebody where it's just gonna die, you know. So, you know, I that's one of the things I'm passionate about teaching her. One of the things about like nature, one of the basic things about nature that I'm excited to teach her is caring for it in a way where it lives and survives and thrives, and we can continually experience the beauty and the joy that it brings us to see it. And I can't wait. I want to take her somewhere where there are honeysuckle that has not been sprayed with pesticide and toxins, because that's one of the things I remember from childhood that I really liked. And one of the things that my children loved doing when they were little, and we would go to the garden or walk along. We used to go through wooded areas behind places just to explore, just to test out the different trees and stuff like that, and to pick berries and to get tree nuts and stuff like that. We would have our scavenger hunts where I would print out a list of pictures of things just so they can identify the different trees by the leaves and to be able to recognize them at different stages. That was one of the fun things that I love doing with them, and I believe they had a lot of fun. Talking back on it, they remember these things, so it stood out to them. It was very important. So I'm excited about doing these things with my grandbabies. And honeysuckles was always great, because it's one thing to go and get pine needles and pine cones and then like pull apart and be able to identify like where the pine nuts are and then go home and roast them and stuff like that, or to go and pick pine leaves and then, you know, clean them and steep them and make pine tea, is another thing to like while you're out there to find these areas that are free from pesticide and stuff like that. Like usually it's like thick areas behind like businesses and stuff, like the industrial trucks don't go back there. The city usually just spray along where it can be seen, you know, like along the median and the sidewalks where the road is. They'll spray pesticides and stuff along those areas, but back in like the wooded areas and stuff, they're not spraying and it's untouched, right? So we'll go back there, we'll find like wild onions, you know, and maybe taste a little bit like, a little spices. Oh, it tastes just like onions. It's like, you know, or we'll go and get like the nuts and stuff that we can take and we can peel apart and we can see like, this is just like you get in the store, but better. And you know, then if worse come to worse, you always know where you have edible foods at. You know that, like for instance, the pine nuts you can't just eat straight off of there. You have to cook it to get the toxins in it out. So you can't just eat certain ones you can just eat. But the honeysuckles was the funnest because they smell good. You can smell it from away. It's so fragrant. Like, oh, it's honeysuckles somewhere. And then we can go on a scavenger hunt and find the honeysuckles. And then we start to learn that when it's white, it might not taste all that good, but after it's been there for a while and it starts to get like a brownish color, then the honey is sweet in it. We start to figure out like the good ways to pull it out, and you see like the little honey dripping on it and eat the honeysuckle. Like, it was fun. It was just fun. And I'm excited to share these experiences with my grandbabies. I just love it. I'm excited about it. And I'm really excited about the eclipse. I am so excited about the eclipse. And now this year is a year that I am usually every year. My birthday and my youngest daughter's birthday are a day apart. Mine's the 5th, hers is the 6th. And usually we would take family vacations, go somewhere that, you know, maybe she wanted to do or something like that. And then while we're on vacation, man, because our birthday lands on school spring break. First week of April is always the school spring break. And so on my birthday, I would like go and get a massage or something like that while they kind of hung out in the hotel or whatever. And then for her birthday, we'll go, like, maybe it was some restaurant that she wanted to try a couple of years ago. She's like, I want to go to Dick's. I want to do Dick's restaurant. Because she saw it on social media and was like, the waitresses go and they're like being a jerk to people, but it's fun, you know, it's all in good fun. So we ended up going to, that year it was COVID year, so we went to Tennessee and tried to do Dick's in Tennessee, but they were shut down. But I did get to go. We saw like where Coyote Ugly was. We walked down the popular streets. We saw, all the music stuff and how people partied and stuff like that. But then we ended up going to Dick's a couple of years after that in South Carolina. And that one was really fun. And that's also where we saw the name of the band escapes me, is a tribute band from an older rock band. And this particular tribute band was so freaking good. Not Rolling Stones. It was, shoot. Anyway, forget it. It don't matter who. It was different experiences and we had so much freaking fun. We just had so much freaking fun. But this year, I'm rolling solo. Baby girl is older and she like, I don't want to go with you. So while at first I thought we was going across country, because there was a mall that she wanted to go to in Nevada, like that mall where every time you open the door is a completely different theme. It's like you're stepping into a different world. Like you open up, like you're in a grocery store and you open up the cooler to get a drink. But when you open up that cooler, instead of it being drinks behind there, is a doorway that leads to a hallway that leads to a whole nother area in the store. That's a whole different theme. She wanted to do that. But then she changed her mind on it for some reason. So I don't know. So, maybe she wants to spend time with her little boyfriend or something. I don't know. But we doing our things separately this year. And I wanted mine to be focused on business, since that has been my main focus, is really getting that and mastering these different things. But I took too long to like settle in on something and start promoting it. I felt like I had to have all the details exactly right. So then by the time I, get it detailed out, it's too close to the time. So I released that to the universe on this one, exactly how that's going to work. But I'm going to the totality to see the solar eclipse for my birthday. This is self-love. This is me taking control of my power, okay? And it's going to feel so good. And whatever's going to come of it is going to come of it. And because business is my life, business will be happening that weekend, because I'm going to be talking to people. I'm going to be promoting, and it's going to be a bit easier I think for me, because that's just how my weird mind works. I'll be in a new place where no one knows me. The Cheers theme song just came to mind. Where no one, no, this is where everyone knows your name. Aren't you always glad you came? Doom, doom, doom. Oh, where they always know your name. You want to be where you can see. Troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, that's funny. And that also lets me know something, right? People be acting funny. And that's a trip. People know my name here. But I still feel freer to like be myself and to share and to talk to people in other places where they really don't know me. But even though they don't know me, I tell them my name, they saying my name. Whatever, forget the name thing. Anyway, that's gonna mean something. It's gonna mean a lot more later, I feel like, and it's gonna mean something to you, whatever. But